Can we make chaffles with nothing but cream cheese and a couple of spices? That's the question of the day, so let's get started. So, to get started with our almost nothing but cream cheese chaffles this week, we've got some cream cheese, of course. This is about, 2-3 tablespoons. And this is softened, so it's been sitting out, getting soft. And then we're going to add some of this everything bagel seasoning and some crushed jalapeno peppers here, just to kick it up. Now, this is a perfect example of a recipe where you can add anything you want to the cream cheese, because all we're going to do is make chaffles with just cream cheese and whatever flavorings you'd want to put in it. If you want to make them sweet, put in some blueberries or strawberries or something like that. This is basically, whatever you like. So as you can see, the cream cheese has softened. So we're just going to add, a teaspoon maybe of the everything bagel seasoning, of course, because this stuff goes really good with cream cheese, obviously. And then I'm going to put in some of this crushed jalapeno pepper. I'm really liking this as an addition to eggs and stuff like that. So again, this is my personal preference for adding things to a chaffle, but as always, I want you to make it your own, not just do what I do. A lot of people don't like spice in their chaffles, and I completely understand that. I, for one, have really been getting into the spice over the last couple of years, so I tend to go with a spicy type mixture. We have done cream cheese and jalapeno chaffles before, but those were with egg and regular cheese as well. So this is just something that came to mind. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to mix all this together, and then we're going to actually freeze the cream cheese before we put it in the waffle maker. And yes, I have actually tested this already, and it actually turned out quite well. So quick and simple, just mix it together like this. Just take a spatula just to get the excess off your fork kind of thing. And then we're going to put it into a bowl. I've got a bowl like this where the bottom of it is about the same size as the Dash Mini, which is a 4-inch waffle iron. So basically the idea is we're going to put this mixture into this bowl. He says, just trying to get it off of the spatula here. Scrape the rest of this out of the bowl and transfer it in here. Now, of course, you could just mix it in here. I just sort of wanted to be able to show you the bowl empty and explain what I'm doing here. Because like I said, we're going to freeze this mixture before we cook it. So my idea is basically just to, spread it out in the bottom of this bowl here, best you can. Sort of like this. Now we don't want it too thick for when we put it in the waffle iron. We're just trying to make a shape that's going to fit in the waffle iron. So basically just like that. As you can see, it's not too thick, maybe a 1/4 inch thick of cream cheese. Honestly, you can get away with just cutting a slab of cream cheese off and throwing it right in the waffle iron, and it works out good. So that's it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the freezer, probably overnight, give it a good chance to freeze up. And then we'll come back, throw it in the Dash Mini, and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so our cream cheese that has everything bagel seasoning and jalapeno pepper flakes in it is frozen. As you can see, it's a nice disc of the cream cheese with lots of yummy spices in it. It is completely frozen, which is what we want because we're going to cook it in the Dash Mini Waffle Iron. Now, just a side note, when I was making it, I put the cream cheese in a small bowl a bowl to make it this as a circle that's going to be the right size to go in the Dash Mini. When you're doing that, you either want to maybe put down some parchment paper in the bottom of it, or what you wind up having to do is you'll have to take that bowl out of the freezer and then maybe set it in another bowl, a bigger bowl with some warm water in it, just to loosen it from the bottom because it did stick to it. So just something to keep in mind. I pulled it out earlier this morning, put it on this plate, put it back in the freezer just to make sure it was nice and frozen. So we're going to fire up the Dash Mini, get it preheated, plus some. We're gonna let it heat for a couple of minutes more than just preheated. And then we'll try and cook up this cream cheese. Okay, so our Dash Mini multi-maker here is properly preheated, plus some. Like I say, I let it warm up a little bit more than just the regular preheat time. And all we're gonna do is take our frozen disc of cream cheese here. We're gonna put it right in the middle. You can hear that sizzle. And then we're gonna close it up. It's pretty much that simple. Now we're going to put a little bit of pressure on it just to get it started. As it heats up, it will close up by itself. So just for, a few seconds, we're going to put a little bit of pressure on it. And then we're going to let it go for maybe about 4 minutes. What we'll do is we'll let it cook away, and then I'll bring you back when it's done, and I'll let you know how long it took. Just one thing to note while you're cooking these frozen cream cheese discs, what I have noticed is that the light may stay on the whole time kind of thing, because that frozen cream cheese is bringing the temperature down. So don't be alarmed if the heating light stays on longer than you expect it to. I've found that to be fairly normal. So our cream cheese has been in the Dash Mini for a total of 6 minutes. I checked it at 4 minutes and I wanted a couple extra minutes, so let's open it up, see how it looks. As you can see, it has turned into a waffle shape kind of thing. Now this is very soft, so what we're going to do is we're going to unplug the cord here, and we're going to let it cool off just a little bit. One nice thing about the multi-maker Dash Minis is we can release this bottom plate here kind of thing, and we can lift it out of place. Because what we're going to try and do here is we're going to try and turn this chaffle out onto a plate, basically. So instead of trying to pull it out with a fork or something, we're going to just turn it over on a plate so that hopefully it comes off without breaking apart, which does not look like it's going to, but it will be okay. We're just going to have to let it cool a little bit here, maybe get our fork in there just to try and release it a little bit. This might be one that we have to spray the plates down a little bit with some oil just to help it from sticking. Again, let's try that again. We'll get the rest of it out of here like that. So again, not perfect, but it'll definitely taste really good. So we'll let that cool off just a little bit, and then we'll give this a try. Okay, so here's our cream cheese chaffle, all cooled down a little bit. You can really smell the everything bagel seasoning and the crushed jalapeno pepper flakes. It's just this Clubhouse brand. I picked this up a couple of weeks ago. I've been putting it in everything like eggs and hamburgers and ground beef and all that. So really enjoy this stuff. I was surprised with it. So, and then obviously we just have our everything bagel seasoning. I usually just get this at Costco, just in the big container. So why don't we give these a try, see if they taste as good as they smell. Like I say, it did break apart a little bit, but that's fine. It's still gonna taste just as good. So we'll give this a try. Yeah, so that is definitely a very rich, indulgent snack. Obviously you're eating, pure cream cheese, right off the plate with some seasoning. So not something you would probably do very often, but really tasty nonetheless. So really all we were trying to do this week is come up with something a little bit different. And I can say I've never thought about doing this before, so I would say we achieved our goal of coming up with something new and pretty tasty. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing. Let me know if this was just crazy down in the comments below. Like I said, not an everyday thing, obviously, but I just wanted to see how it would turn out. So that's about it for this week. If you do subscribe, turn on the notifications. We'll be back with another recipe video next Friday night. Till then, keep on thriving, my friends.